Hi.
Before you judge me, before you take sides, just listen. My name is Lena. I'm 23 years old, and this is the story of how I lost two people I trusted more than anyone else on the same night. I never thought my life would turn into one of those stories people whisper about, the ones that start with, "I never thought it could happen to me." But that's exactly how it happened. I had a boyfriend named Ethan. We were together for almost 4 years. 4 years of shared playlists, late-night drives, inside jokes no one else understood. He wasn't perfect, but he was mine. Or at least I thought he was. And then there was my sister, Maya. My younger sister. 2 years younger, but always louder, brighter, more confident. She had this way of walking into a room and instantly owning it. People noticed her without trying. I never resented her for that. She was my sister. My blood. My best friend. We grew up sharing everything: clothes, secrets, childhood trauma, dreams. She was the one person I was sure would never hurt me. That was my first mistake. It started subtly. That's how betrayal always begins, quiet, almost polite. Ethan began acting different. Not distant exactly, just off. He stopped touching me the way he used to. Kisses felt rushed. His phone was always face down. When I asked if something was wrong, he smiled and said I was overthinking. I believed him. Maya, on the other hand, became closer to me than ever. She started coming over more often. Too often. She laughed at Ethan's jokes a little too hard. She wore tighter clothes when she knew he'd be around. I noticed, but I told myself I was being paranoid. She's my sister, I thought. He's my boyfriend. What could possibly go wrong? One night, I came home earlier than expected. I remember it clearly because I had a headache, the kind that makes light feel too bright and sounds too sharp. I didn't text Ethan. I wanted a quiet evening. Maybe a hug. Maybe comfort. The apartment was dark when I opened the door. No lights. No music. Just silence. Then I heard it. Laughter.
Soft.
Familiar. I froze. It came from the bedroom. At first, my brain refused to understand. It tried to protect me. Maybe the TV is on. Maybe Maya stopped by, and they're just talking. Anything but the truth. I walked down the hallway slowly. My heart was pounding so hard it felt like it might break my ribs. With every step, the sounds became clearer. Whispers, breath, the unmistakable tone of intimacy. I pushed the door open, and my world collapsed. They didn't even notice me at first. Ethan was sitting on the edge of the bed. My bed. His hands were on her waist like they belonged there. Maya was standing between his legs, her fingers tangled in his hair, her lips too close to his ear. They looked comfortable. Familiar. Like this wasn't the first time. When Maya finally turned and saw me, her face drained of color. Lena. I don't remember screaming, but I know I did. My throat burned. My hands were shaking. I remember Ethan standing up, saying my name over and over like that would fix everything. "Get out," I said. My voice didn't sound like mine. "Both of you. Get out." Maya started crying immediately. Ugly, desperate sobs. Ethan tried to explain, to apologize, to touch my arm. I pulled away like he was poison. That night, I locked myself in the bathroom and slid down the wall. I sat on the cold floor for hours, staring at nothing, replaying every moment I'd ignored. The signs were always there. I just didn't want to see them. The next few weeks were a blur. Ethan texted nonstop. Long messages about mistakes, temptation, how it just happened. Maya left voicemails crying, begging me to forgive her, saying she loved me.
Love.
That word lost all meaning. I stopped answering both of them. But here's the part no one tells you about betrayal. It doesn't end when you cut them off. It lives in your head. It whispers. It asks questions you don't want answers to. How long had it been going on? Did he ever love me? Did she enjoy hurting me? Then came the twist I wasn't ready for. One afternoon, my mother called. She sounded nervous. "Lena," she said carefully, "Maya is staying with us for a while." I felt sick. She told us everything. My mom continued. She said Ethan chose her. That they're together now. Together. I laughed. Out loud. It sounded insane, even to me. So that was it. Not a mistake. Not a moment of weakness. A choice. Weeks later, curiosity betrayed me the way people had. I checked Maya's social media. There they were.
Happy.
Smiling. Vacation photos. Inside jokes and captions. Comments calling them couple goals. For years with me erased like I never existed. That's when anger finally replaced pain. I didn't cry anymore. I didn't beg. I didn't stalk their pages. I rebuilt.
Slowly.
Quietly.
Carefully.
I moved apartments. I changed my routines. I focused on myself, my body, my mind, my future. I learned how to be alone without feeling lonely. Months passed. Then one night, I got a message from an unknown number.
It was Ethan.
He said he missed me, that he made a mistake, that Maya wasn't what he thought she was, that he finally realized I was the one who truly knew him. I stared at the screen for a long time. Then I replied with one sentence. You didn't lose me. You chose to give me up. I blocked the number. A week later, Maya showed up at my door. She looked different. Smaller.
Broken.
She told me he cheated on her too. I felt nothing. No anger. No satisfaction. Just emptiness. I closed the door gently. Here's the truth I learned the hard way. Sometimes the people who hurt you the most aren't strangers. They're family. They're lovers. They're the ones you trust blindly. And sometimes, losing them is the best thing that ever happens to you. If you're listening to this and you've been betrayed by someone you never expected, I want you to know something. It wasn't your fault. You weren't stupid. You weren't blind. You were loyal. And loyalty is never something to be ashamed of. If you made it this far, thank you for listening to my story. And if you think you know who's really to blame here, tell me in the comments. Because I already know.